Roya comes. Oh, dang, this is gonna be a really long commentary. I can see it now. This part's already 38 minutes and 10 seconds. Yep, welcome to Lady Sia, a very early Game Boy Advance game. Funny thing about this, I had actually started playing this game on October 14 of 2013, literally the day before its 12th anniversary. Yep, this game came out back in 2001. It's a decent platformer, I won't lie about it. It's a decent platformer. The game, however, I won't lie, kinda could have been taken a bit of a better approach, but what can you do on old technology back in the day? Anyway, plot.
It is an ancient time where magic still flies freely and kingdoms are being formed. However, a terrible threat looms ahead. A violent race of beastmen who know neither fear nor pity, led by the cruel sorcerer Onimen. In just days, his minions have swept across the human kingdom of Hathor, enslaving its people, and they continue a relentless attack on the magical realm. Caught off guard, the rulers know the magical kingdoms don't know how to react. Alliance, counterattack, defense. Divided, they each look after their own interests. However, the princess of the magical kingdom Myriad, Lady Sia, offers to form an army together and wipe out the aggressive threat at its source.
Yeah, I had to cut the video in half here. Well, at least the video speed, because when you're actually playing this game, whether you're playing the US version or the European version, there is no Japanese version to my knowledge anyway. Well, according to GBA merge. Yeah, that massive amount of plot there is shown so quickly that you have to have the speed of reading the Star Wars story text. Or at least like 450 words a second. I mean, not second, minute. Holy crap. But yeah, so basically Lady Sia wants to have everybody here just, form an alliance and have their army go up against Onimen. Unfortunately, they're all being Dick Cheneys, and they don't want to, none of them want to join. So then, so here's Advisor Barfs, who's pretty much this game's Alfred, but I don't think we ever see him again until the end of the game. It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. He's the butler. He's the butler, and he has to. He pretty much does everything that Lady Sia is not supposed to do. So this is her doing his job. Yes, literally running all the way through, the open fields, looking for baddies, only to be succumbed to this. Come on, scene play. Ah, yes, that's right. We have rats and aardvarks being our main enemies, or at least our main cronies. Actually, speaking of cronies, I was in Super Mario RPG, Super Family Guy RPG episode 17, brought to you by Lord of the Jimmy. Please watch his channel. So, as I said before, this game is a basic platformer. If you want to know how to do certain things here and there, there's a reason why we have tutorial mode enabled. So, the first 13 minutes are literally just, this opening stage, just so you can know how to, use the sword, use, sneaking tactics. You actually don't necessarily need to use, the tiptoe tactic, unless if you're trying to, evade a large enemy. If you want to climb ledges, basically I think you have to hold the jump button, which is A, and then press the up button when you're ready to, move around. Yes, the SOAs. I don't know if the T is silent. If so, then it's pronounced the TSOAs, but I'm not in any mood to read any of this text in full, so just follow my lead and, just have a fun time. Now, many people at the time of this game's release apparently had complained that Lady Sia, because it takes more of an anime-style approach to its gameplay style, it kind of loses its attraction, but at the same time, I kind of like it too. The only problem is, and this is especially notable by critics and reviewers that had played this game for the first time, sometimes the foreground and the background kind of mess around with the main portion of the level. So you don't know what you can touch. You don't know what you can grab. You don't know what you can... Well, actually, you know what enemies you could pretty much kill off. That's not a problem. I don't think that's ever a problem in any platformer that I know of anyway. If there's I want to see anybody prove me wrong on it. If there's in fact a platformer where, it's hard to tell what's the foreground and what's the background. Oh wait, I forgot. Dracula on the Sega CD. Oh, James Rolfe, I feel bad for you that you had to do that. No, just wait for when I have to play that game for us. Oh, jeez. Not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea. It's a decent brawler, but it's nothing as big as this. Actually, I think this is my first, Game Boy Advance commentary on the channel, isn't it? Well, sure beats playing Pokemon. Given that this is a very early Game Boy Advance game, you might notice that the music kind of sounds a bit lackluster, and you're going to hear music more often than sound effects in this game. That is actually more due to it wasn't a flaw, but back then, not a lot of people knew how to, go full force with their edits. Nobody really knew how to go full force when it came to making sure that the game that they're making maxes out the entire level of memory that is in that cartridge. We wouldn't see a game like that until Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, which I think was actually released around this time. Which is, to my surprise, kind of funny, because I think Lady Sia is only maybe 1 to 2 megabytes at most. Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, I think it's 26 or something. I'll have to check GBA merge again. But it's kind of nice to notice. Like most of my long plays, I always use task-based emulators. So in this case, I am using Visual Boy Advance re-recording version 24. Yes, I think it's 24.6 or something around that. So you're actually not seeing a lot of duck-ups that I had originally had. Actually, that was intentional. That was intentional. There's no way to get that gem, by the way. Have I mentioned that this game runs on a ranking system? Yes, the ranking system in this game is actually quite disturbing. I'm trying to do a minimal magic run with this particular game because one of the things that you need to do in Lady Sia, if you want to get the perfect ranking, you have to complete the level, basically getting all 5 humans that are being held captive by the Tsoas, or the Soas, I don't know how it's pronounced. You also have to get all 25 green Chaos Emeralds. I'm going to assume they're Chaos Emeralds now. You also have to pretty much have max health and max magic. If you do not have any of those, you are entirely screwed. Also about red hearts. Red hearts will increase your health by 1. Gold hearts will max out your health, and a little nice after image. Staticky, but nice overall. I would expect that, suppose that there was an ability called Spirit Tracks, where you basically would, leave a portion of your spirit in place. Now this is ability. This is actually an ability that I had written about many years ago, maybe like 4 or so years ago. But basically, what Spirit Tracks is, you would basically leave an after image of yourself or a spirit you have equipped, and when you fall into a pit or lose all your health, you would be teleported back to that after image with whatever energy you left there. So if you left 1 health point there, you're going to leave 1 health point there. Don't worry about that in this game, however. You actually don't have to worry about losing too much health too quickly, but I won't lie, there are plenty of areas in this game where you swear you didn't touch an enemy or a sharp object, and you will take damage. This is especially notable in the final level, and also I think the water stage. I mean, not water stage. The water stage is the final level. Also, Lady Sia cannot swim. So if you decide to have Lady Sia go into the water, you're bound to lose a few chances here and there. Oh man. One of the things you will find out later on is you may unlock extra levels if you get a full 100% in any zone. So if you complete all 4 acts of a zone, and well, it doesn't matter how you defeat the boss. Even if you take damage to the boss, you still unlock the level anyway. But you have to 100% all the levels. At least for that world, because if you fail to do so, what will end up happening is that, you will not be able to access those hidden levels. And so, I am not doing a 100% run in this game, by the way. If I really wanted to do a 100% run, I would have actually taken a look at a strategy guide. I would have made sure that I found every single thing in this game that I possibly could have. So instead, what I have done is, you'll basically see all the main levels of the game. Why the heck did I fall? Oh, there we go. That's why I fell, so I could get the last Chaos Emerald. But yeah, I'll basically just do a normal run of the game, just doing the main 4 acts of all the main stages, beating the boss, but I will not tackle the final act of each stage, aka the bonus act, until part 5. I'm actually quite surprised that this game kind of took the Yoshi's Island approach with that, because, in Yoshi's Island, basically what you had to do is you had to 100% all 8 stages of a world. All 8 stages of worlds 1 through 6, and then you would get 2 bonus, you'd get a bonus level and then a bonus game. I think in the Gameboy Advance version, which I've actually not touched up to now, to my surprise. Well, not for a full playthrough anyway. I'm actually quite both surprised and baffled that you do not end up getting, I don't think you get the bonus levels for a while. I think you have to pretty much complete the game first and do a whole bunch of other crap, but... Alright, so this bird was chained. Basically, so here's what Lady Sia has to do. You basically have her, cut the lock off, then, you have to ride him, or her. I actually don't know if this is a he or a she, so I'm gonna call it an it. But yes, this bird is your mode of transportation in this game. Also, one thing I might as well mention, you do not have to worry about time in this game. Time is not a factor in this game at all. But, more matters we have to deal with. So if Lady Sia wants to get back her sword, she has to come here to Gameboy. Yeah, this is kind of where the sneaking tactic comes in handy. You do not want to wake up these sleeping bears, by the way. The reason for this is actually because they actually can pack a punch. They don't deal heavy damage. Every character in this game deals the same amount of damage to you. no matter who you're fighting against. Even when you're fighting against the final boss, Onimen, at the very end, he'll still do only like one count of damage to you. He won't do anything worse. And given that this sword only deals half, I think it's half damage. You really won't be able to get anywhere for a while, especially up against these enemies. I'm sure that somebody out there has done a run of this game. Okay, apparently my battery died out on me while I was trying to say what I was trying to say. So, as I was trying to say, I'm sure that there's somebody out there that has managed to do sequence breaking that allows you to do a normal sword run. Because this sword is actually, again, you can do so much with this sword, to the point where, you won't have all your abilities, however. Because, apparently the R button is also used as one of the ability attacks. And it allows you to do special combos like BRB, RRB, BBR, RBR, RBR 94. Na 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 na. Okay, enough of that. I need to record RBI 94 for us. I'm gonna record a 162 game season. Yeah, 162 games. Yeah, you'll love that, won't you? That's fucking awesome. 162 games of baseball, back to back to back. Actually, you know what? One year, I will actually do that. I will record a complete 162 game season of RBI 94 for us. That shall be fun. And holy crap, I somehow managed to go into the background of, not into the background, come back up to here. I don't know if you can actually go through that door. I actually figured that out later on. You can go through doors by holding the up button. But I don't think there's anything I have to look for in there. So if there's anything in there, it's probably just a one-up. By the way, who the duck would think to look down into a well to make sure that there's a bucket that you can climb in? Just to go straight down to the bottom of the cave. Actually, I've always wondered that about wishing wells. When you're down in a wishing well... wait, Lady Sia has digital technology? This is the 15 ducking hundreds, isn't it? Oh, dang, you can actually... public service announcement. Please, be careful trying to cut your nails, or at least, I forget what it's called, board them or whatever. Sanding nails. I really don't know what it's called, but yeah, I think the proper term is simmer. If you're gonna simmer your nails, yeah, don't use your sword. You're probably gonna cut yourself, and that's not a good thing. And if you're very uncareful, you could die. Or be put into retirement, as I like to say nowadays. Oh man, am I really becoming Nintendo when it comes to their whole policy with the Super Nintendo in regards to death? Because Nintendo was infamously known way back in the day for having that problem, but I'm kind of glad that they actually decided to lift the whole death policy. Hence the reason why we now have games such as Mad World and No More Heroes 1 and 2. Actually, speaking of which, I actually want to get the PlayStation 3 version of No More Heroes 1. I've been trying to look for it for nearly 2 years now, and I have not been able to successfully get myself a copy. Could that possibly be because, well, it's not that I haven't been able to find myself a copy, it's just that I haven't had money on me at the time. Because I won't lie, trying to get money around here is not easy. there's a reason why I do my entertainment on YouTube, and I'll eventually do work as a YouTube partner. The particular reason... Wait a minute, she didn't even pull the sword out of the ducking rock. It was just roped there? Oh, jeez, really? By the way, those 3 enemies that you're about to see, that's actually where you can test out these abilities. See? RBR 94. Okay, but back to this. Yeah, Lynn, Massachusetts is not the best place if you want to get any kind of employment. Not that it really matters to me, because I would rather do work on my own instead of having to work for a company or a corporation that I could probably care less about. The majority of people around here, most of them actually ended up having to go to the army because of the fact that they can't find a ducking job. I actually think my friend Martin is in the naval service. A lot of my friends who are from Lynn English, they ended up becoming part. Like, if they were in the junior ROTC, they probably ended up becoming a major portion of the U.S. Marine Corps, at least for Lynn's division, or they're probably doing work elsewhere. I had heard that there were some people joining either the Navy or the Coast Guard. Classical actually had Classical and English actually had a decent amount of people that were going. But you know, it's not something that I like to pay attention to, even though I have to pay attention to it because, you know, it helps people know what the heck is going on. If nobody tells you what's going on, I will most likely be the person to tell you what's going on. And I really don't know what the duck is up with. I can't tell if that's my door or if that's the floor. Like there's this odd creaking, and I can't tell if it's the door or the floor, but it's been going on for the past few the past matter of weeks, and I'm still kind of on edge about it. It's kind of scaring me, sadly. Yeah, don't try to kill that wolf. Because that Buster Sword, it looks like Cloud's Buster Sword from Final Fantasy VII anyway. It's not the best piece of artillery you want to go up against. I assure you, it will damage you. It will cause Lady Sia to lose a massive amount of health. And I have a fear I'm seeing things. I hope I'm not seeing things. Actually, about that. Oh wait, those are piranhas, aren't they? Oh yeah. Also, going to a checkpoint will max out your health. Nice, lovely after image. This actually kind of caught me off guard at first. What you're supposed to do here is, you're supposed to knock out these curlies here, but you're also supposed to be avoiding the pumpkin. What the heck is this pumpkin doing? What is it? Vomiting? I don't know what it's vomiting. It doesn't look good though. That's all I must say. It does not look good at all. Also, pausing won't save me here. But, yeah, invisible platforms. Who the duck is supposed to figure out that you can actually go on invisible platforms just to get some hidden items that are mandatory for a 100% run? Also, you actually have to use that lever. If you don't, that box will not drop. Yeah, that kind of caught me off guard at first. I'm trying to wonder, like, what the heck am I supposed to do? So I thought, you know, try to just jump in the water. Doesn't help. Lady Sia it does actually fall in the water, and she cannot swim despite her massive abilities and the ability to transform into... Oh, wait a minute. I'm spoiling a little too much. You know, I'm actually kind of surprised Lady Sia never got a cartoon or anything based off of this game. There actually was supposed to be a sequel, but apparently the company, I think what happened with was either a company didn't have interest in it, or maybe a lot of people just got a bit upset from, well, not upset. No, I'm right. There was a lot of disinterest in the project, so Lady Sia 2 sadly never came to be. But one thing I do hope, and I hope that this is true, because I'm not one who really follows Super Smash Bros. 4, or as my friend Henry used to call it back in 2008, because he has a friend that works at Nintendo, Super Smash Bros. Elite. That was the original intended name for Super Smash Bros. 4, Super Smash Bros. Elite. But now that it's just going to be called Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and Super Smash Bros. For 3DS, yeah, that's pretty much what I have to call it. Although I will still call it Smash Bros. 4, because it's better just calling it that. But given that Lady Sia has had so much praise over the years, especially on the Gameboy Advance, and especially through fan art and whatnot, I really hope that they put her in the 3DS version, if not the Wii U version. Because this is one lovely lady who deserves to have her life be shown, and it took me a while to figure out how to 100% this level, by the way. Because I didn't know what you're actually supposed to do is jump on top of these lampshades. I mean, street lamps. Whatever the duck is supposed to be called. Yeah, look at that. How the duck are you supposed to figure that out? Especially due to the fact that I think the instruction manual tells you if you hold the up button or the down button, you can look up or down. But here's the one problem: the camera locks if you're in if the camera is centered, and especially if you're holding up or down. That's something that I wish they could have fixed. Even with edited ROMs, even with the trainer ROM that doesn't work, sadly, even with the European version. I'm playing the US version only because it's the only one that's compatible with my 100% save. So, yeah, what can you do, right? What can you do? This background kind of reminds me of I forget the name of the brawler title. It was one of the very early 1989 brawler games. But anyway, here's the family ring. So this allows her to use her charged magic. Trust me, you don't want to use that right here. That's why. Notice how it said 20. You're not supposed to do that. But nevertheless, it's time for the next act, Act 4? Yep, this is Act 4. So you have the option to ride the bird here, but trust me, you don't want to ride the bird given that you want to, look around. Look around, probably get some items. I don't think you can actually destroy... Yeah, you can't destroy those balloons. But, again, looking back at this game, in comparison to late Genesis games from, 1998, this could have easily been on the Sega Genesis, and nobody would have noticed a dang difference. Well, actually, I take that back. One of the problems I think this game suffers from is screen crunch. And that's especially notable because of the fact that the camera is always... how can you fix the camera in this game? Yeah, that's how you stop the wind. Yes, you stop the wind by pulling down on a lever that prevents the clouds from moving ever so quickly, but meh. But, in comparison to, like, let's take Stealth's version of Sonic the Hedgehog GBA. Not to be confused with Sonic the Hedgehog Genesis, which is also a Game Boy Advance title. Although the screen crunch was noticeable, at least the camera was still kind of semi-intact. At least you could see where you're going. In Lady Sia, I'm kind of glad that it takes the Sonic CD approach to the camera, in which you can... Oh, crap. Yeah. I kind of messed up here. What you're actually supposed to do is... You're actually not supposed to jump on the bird first. That was my fault, and that's actually what cost me the 100% in this level. As you'll notice, I think I got like 97 or something. I actually kind of complete these levels with such a high percentage. I'm actually quite surprised, because I actually didn't expect to have so little difficulty trying to get as high of a percentage as possible. But just to find out that I missed one of those Chaos Emeralds, or if I missed, not missed, but lost some magic or health along the way, like right there. I don't know if I get that back. And, okay, movie maker, you're kind of freezing on me. I hope you don't do that again. That's kind of what causes me to desync in some of my commentaries lately. But, meh, I'm not gonna care about it. I'm not gonna care about it one bit. By the way, does anybody recognize these lasers from another game? It's not a game I've done yet, but Sonic the Hedgehog 3 kind of has similar lasers. Well, not in the regard that you have to, push a button down to stop the laser from actually going, but the fact that, it turns on and off, and it's only in Launch Phase Zone Act 2. Basically, like if you're going through one of the little tunnels that take you before one of those little corkscrew, I don't even know what those are called. There's some kind of pipes. But if you successfully manage to somehow make it your way into there, and then somehow touch the laser, you will take damage. That's kind of sad. That's very sad. And Lady Sia, why are you looking up? We all know you love the sky, but we don't want you to have to keep going any further than you are already. Blah. I won't lie, the developers chose some really odd animals for this game. I don't know how to say that any simpler. Like, what kind of enemies would have you made for this game? Like you don't think that you would have used well, at least I don't think that you would have been able to have used, griffins and let's see, rats and other crazy animals. Well, I don't even know if there are any gargoyles. There are cheetahs somewhere in this game. Yeah, cheetah men. Not to be confused with the Cheetah Men game of the same name. I'm actually quite surprised that Cheetah Men 2 ended up getting, the quote-unquote complete version released as an available cartridge. I actually still have yet to play the original Cheetah Men 2 as you were supposed to originally imagine it. But, what can you do? What can you do when you have a Klondike? Oh, crap, why am I imagining commercials? Oh, speaking of commercials, Fiber One came back with, Turnaround Brian. Yeah, that's actually a thing now. I found a 90-calorie snack. Yeah, that guy. But, meh, it's something that's there to notice. Wait, I have 9 chances. I won't lie. I've actually never gotten a game over in Lady Sia. Over the months of actually playing the game. Well, see, like outside of recording this game, I have never gotten a game over. in Lady Sia at all. So I actually don't know the game over screen for this title. I'll have to experiment with that sometime soon. What I don't know, however, is if you are to get a game over, what the heck happens? Do you get a game over screen, or do you get jumped back to the map menu, or what? Or whatever. Actually, you know, that actually kind of would have made me a bit happier when it came to maybe, I don't know, Streets of Rage have like a continue screen where you could continue from like any part of the... Actually, no, I take that back. Streets of Rage Remake didn't necessarily need to have like a select your level menu if you lose all your chances, because you continue right from where you left off anyway. That's actually what I love about most brawler games. Rushing Beat can go suck a Dick Cheney, however. Yes, Rushing Beat is not a bad brawler title. It is just ducking hard. Even on an easy difficulty, it is ducking hard. I don't even know. Like in the US version, Rival Turf, I actually don't know Rival Turf's default difficulty, because the default difficulty, you get 5 chances and 4. You get 5 chances and 4 continues, rather than 6 chances and 5 continues as Rushing Beat gives you. But we're talking about a Lady Sia game. See, I missed 1 person and 2 Chaos Emeralds, but I'm not complaining. But alright, Tesoa Airport's dealt with. Now we have to deal with Pelican. Originally I had thought that, well, actually for now, boss rushes, I had made the assumption that if you take damage, you will not be able to perfectly deal with this boss. In order to deal with this boss properly, yeah, you basically have to run into the enemies. But I'm trying to do this fancy. I'm trying to do this in a fancy way in which I don't get hit one bit. But as far as I can tell, you can blitz this boss, and it would be like as if nothing ever happened. So these little mice guys from Rocket Knight Adventures, you just have to, you know, take out 3 of them, and then Pelican appears. You fly around his bullets, just keep avoiding him. Eventually, he will come to this area. He'll eventually come to the balcony where you can pick him up. What you want to do is you want to have him walk all the way over to where you are. Then, yeah, that. Yeah, Lady Sia says, "You're mine now," but right after that, we don't know what happens. We go right to the map screen where we can go to World 2. That kind of made no sense. That caught me off guard, actually. But that's the end of part 1, and I am very sorry that this is a literally near 40-minute video. I didn't see this coming at all. I really had thought that Lady Sia was a much quicker game, but what can you do? You know what? That's going to be the name of this part. What can you do? What can you do, right?